rest of the game.
As Wilkins is back in for Miami up front. Here's Samuel getting the seam, tiptoeing close to a first down. Out of the timeout.
Because we're running the ball the rest of the game.
As Wilkins is back in for Miami up front. Here's Samuel getting the seam, tiptoeing.
Coach Jamie Staines would always tell us, he'd say, yo, watch the pros, watch the pros, watch the NFL. Don't watch it as a fan, but watch it to pick up some gems, to see how you can improve your game, all that kind of stuff. So yesterday I was watching the Dolphins game versus the Niners, Dolphins versus Niners in San Francisco, and I was watching Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is listed, he's listed as a wide receiver. However, let me tell you, that dude was balling out of control, to the point where they put him in the backfield. They gave him a little toss sweep. They threw a little slots. They threw little passes to him. They did whatever they needed to do. They gave him a jet sweep at one point. Listen, whatever they needed to do to get the ball in his hands, they did. And as if you are a Miami Dolphins fan listening to this, you should be very encouraged by, even though it was a loss, should be very encouraged about what you saw, because you got to understand the head coach of the Miami Dolphins was the one that built up the offense in San Francisco. So, just be encouraged by that and things like that. But anyway, when it comes to football IQ, well, first of all, let me just touch on, I already actually just touched on this a little bit, but let me re-emphasize it for you. When it comes to the Deebo Samuel and the amount of things he can do, that's what makes him such a sought-after prospect, all right? So when you get a player who can play running back and then go play some receiver and then do some things in the slot and then do this and then just get the ball into him on a jet sweep, put him in all kinds of situations, there's absolutely no way you can game plan for that. No way you can game plan for that, all right? Now, that's just how many things you can do. Next thing I noticed yesterday when he played, when I was watching the game, is his football IQ is off the charts, B. Listen, his football IQ is fucking incredible. So it was towards the end of the game, and it came time for the Niners to ice the game, and they gave it to him on this toss sweep. And he's running, and you can see that before he goes out of bounds, he tippy toes on the sideline, makes sure he gets the first down, and forces the Dolphins to use their final timeouts and basically eat up the clock. Again, football IQ. You have those two things. When you have those two things, especially if you learn it earlier and earlier, the more sought after of a prospect that you're going to be. You got to have the football IQ, and you got to be able to do more than one thing. You got to be able to do multiple things on the field, to the point where the coaches just can't take you out because you're that dynamic of a player. And they just cannot, the opposing coaches cannot game plan for you, because there's so many things you can do. They could only hope to sort of contain you and things like that. And when hoping to contain you, the other guys start to step up and things like that. So again, football IQ and the amount of things you can do, and then you will get recruited, all right? If you want to dive deeper into all this stuff, MakeYamove, makeyourmove.com. It's where you can find
the game.
As Wilkins is back in for Miami up front. Here's Samuel getting the seam, tiptoeing close to a first down. Out of the timeout.
Because we're running the ball the rest of the game.
As Wilkins is back in for Miami up front. Here's Samuel getting the seam, tiptoeing close.